Most people believe they have good reasons for what they think is right and wrong. They believe their morals come from logic, from careful thought, from a sense of fairness that anyone with common sense should understand. But if that were true, why do smart, well-meaning people so often find themselves completely unable to agree? Why do moral debates feel less like discussions and more like battles? Why does it seem impossible to change someone's mind, no matter how rational your argument is? The answer is unsettling. Morality is not about truth. It is not about reason. It is not even about fairness. It is about something older, deeper, and much more powerful. It is about instinct, survival, and belonging. It is about tribes, not individuals. The ideas we defend so passionately are often not our own. They are the echoes of something ancient, something designed to keep us safe in groups. We believe we are thinking, but most of the time, we are just justifying what we already feel. Jonathan Haidt calls this the elephant and the rider. The elephant is emotion, instinct, and intuition. The rider is reason, but it is not in control. It does not lead. It follows. It explains. It defends. It builds arguments to support conclusions that were already made, long before a single word was spoken. That is why people argue past each other. That is why two people can look at the same event and see completely different realities. That is why no matter how airtight an argument is, it almost never changes what someone believes. Because reason is not driving the process. Something deeper is. This is not a call to give up on rational thought. It is a call to understand why it so often fails. If you want to know why people believe what they believe, if you want to know how to truly influence someone, if you want to step outside your own mental framework and see the full picture, this video is for you. You are not as rational as you think you are. No one is. People love to believe they arrive at their moral beliefs through careful thought, through weighing facts and evidence, through logic. But logic is not the driver. It never was. It is the lawyer that defends whatever the heart has already decided. Haidt's metaphor is brutal in its simplicity. The human mind is an elephant and a rider. The elephant is instinct, emotion, gut feeling. It is thousands of years of evolution telling you what is right, what is wrong, who is safe, who is dangerous, and what must be done. It does not think, it moves. And when it moves, the rider, your rational mind, does not stop it. It scrambles to explain why the elephant's movement makes perfect sense. Watch what happens in a debate. Someone makes a point. The other person does not pause to reflect, to question whether they might be wrong. Their mind races to find a counterargument, a statistic, an example that supports what they already believe. The rider is not guiding the elephant. It is scrambling to keep up. This is why facts so often fail. Show someone proof that contradicts their worldview, and it will not shake them. It will harden them. The elephant is too strong, and the rider is too clever. The smarter someone is, the better their rider is at defending their elephant's movements. But there is a deeper consequence. If people do not arrive at their moral conclusions through reason, then attacking their beliefs with reason is useless. If you want to change someone's mind, arguing will not do it. Lecturing will not do it. A perfectly crafted, logical case will not do it, because logic does not move the elephant. Emotion does. Stories do. Experiences do. The right words, at the right time, in the right way, those can reach the elephant. Until you understand that, you will waste your breath trying to persuade people who are not listening. You will keep assuming that more facts, more reasoning, more debate will make a difference. It won't. Not until you stop talking to the rider and start speaking to the elephant. Morality is not one thing. It is not a single rule, not a universal code that everyone follows in the same way. It is a set of instincts, a collection of values, a framework built not for truth, but for survival. And different people, different cultures, different political groups build their morality on different foundations. Jonathan Haidt maps out six deep, intuitive moral instincts that shape everything from personal beliefs to global conflicts. They are not learned in classrooms. They do not come from philosophy books. They rise from something much older, much more primal. And they do not function equally in everyone. Some people build their morality almost entirely on two foundations: care and fairness. They see harm, suffering, and inequality as the great evils of the world. Their instincts push them toward protection, toward justice, toward tearing down systems they see as oppressive or unfair. They do not just believe in kindness and equality, they feel them in their bones. Others instinctively lean on different foundations. Loyalty, authority, and sanctity matter deeply to them. They feel a pull toward tradition, toward respecting hierarchies, toward protecting what is sacred. Their morality is not just about individual suffering or justice. It is about preserving order, maintaining stability, keeping their group strong against threats from the outside. Then there is liberty, the foundation of resistance, the instinct to reject control, to push back against domination. Some people feel it more strongly than anything else, seeing oppression as the great enemy, whether it comes from governments, corporations, or social movements trying to dictate what they can think, say, or do. These foundations explain why people talk past each other in every moral argument. When someone who values care and fairness argues with someone who values loyalty and authority, they are not just disagreeing. They are speaking different moral languages. One side sees harm, the other sees betrayal. One sees oppression, the other sees disorder. One believes they are fighting for justice, the other believes they are defending civilization itself. This is why moral debates feel impossible to resolve. It is not that one side is rational and the other is blind. It is that both are blind to the moral instincts of the other. Each side assumes their values are universal. They are not. They are deeply, fundamentally different ways of seeing the world. If you want to understand why people believe what they believe, you need to stop assuming that their minds work like yours. You need to step outside your own moral instincts and see the foundations their world is built on. If you can do that, you will stop being confused by their arguments. You will start to understand them. And once you understand them, you will know exactly how to influence them. Morality is not about being right. It is not about truth. It is not even about fairness. It is about survival. And survival, for most of human history, has never been an individual pursuit. It has been tribal. You do not form your moral beliefs alone. You absorb them from your family, your culture, your community, from the people you trust, the people you belong to, the people who will stand by you when things go wrong. Morality binds us to those people. It creates a sense of us. But to do that, it must also create a them. This is why moral arguments so quickly turn into wars. Why people who disagree with you do not just seem mistaken, but dangerous. Why changing your mind on a deeply held belief feels like betrayal. Because morality is not just about what is right and wrong. It is about who is on your side. When people defend their beliefs, they are not just defending ideas. They are defending their group, their identity, their place in the tribe. If they lose the argument, they risk more than just being wrong. They risk being cast out. And for most of human history, being cast out meant death. The instincts built for that world have not gone away. They still shape everything we do. This is why logic fails. This is why facts do not persuade. Because the real battle is not over truth. It is over belonging. If you make someone feel like questioning their beliefs will separate them from their group, they will fight you with everything they have. But tribalism does something even more dangerous. It blinds. It makes contradictions invisible. It makes people accept things from their own side that they would never tolerate from the other. It makes them justify cruelty, dishonesty, even violence, because the other side is not just wrong. They are the enemy. And when morality becomes a weapon, it stops being about making the world better. It becomes about winning, about proving loyalty, about crushing the other tribe before they can crush yours. The only way out is awareness. If you do not recognize tribalism, you will always be controlled by it. You will believe your side is right, no matter what they do. You will believe the other side is evil, no matter what they say. And you will never understand why no one is willing to change their mind. But if you do recognize it, you gain an advantage that most people never will. You stop reacting. You stop getting dragged into pointless battles. You start seeing the deeper game, the real forces moving beneath every argument, every movement, every moral crusade. And once you see that, you can do something that almost no one else can. You can think for yourself. Most people never escape. They live their entire lives inside a moral framework they did not choose, defending ideas they did not create, fighting battles they do not understand. They believe they are thinking for themselves, but they are not. They are following scripts, repeating arguments designed not to find truth, but to keep them loyal to their tribe. The only way out is to see the walls of the prison, to realize that morality is not a set of universal truths, but a set of instincts shaped by history, culture, and evolution. To understand that when you feel righteous anger, when you feel disgust, when you feel the need to attack or defend, it is not reason guiding you. It is something older, something deeper, something that was built to keep you inside the tribe. If you want to escape, you must do something unnatural. You must question the instincts that feel most sacred. You must force yourself to see the world through the moral framework of the people you despise. You do not have to agree with them. You do not have to abandon your beliefs. But you must understand why they believe what they believe. Because once you do, you will see what they cannot see. And more importantly, you will see what you cannot see. This is not about being neutral. It is not about sitting in the middle, pretending that all sides are equal. It is about knowing the game. Most people argue as if their moral instincts are reality itself. They are not. They are filters, and every person is looking through a different one. If you can step outside of yours, you will have something no one else does. Perspective. That perspective gives you power. It lets you predict how people will react before they react. It lets you see the real forces behind every political, religious, and cultural conflict. It gives you the ability to persuade, because you are no longer speaking from inside your own bubble. You are speaking the language of the person you are trying to reach. Most people will never do this. Most people will never want to. There is comfort in certainty. There is safety in the tribe. Stepping outside of it means being alone, even if only for a moment. But if you can do it, you will understand something that most people never will. Morality is a story. A story we are all telling ourselves. A story that has been passed down through generations. A story that shapes the way we see the world. But a story is only powerful when you do not realize it is a story. The moment you see it for what it is, you have a choice. You can keep living inside it, or you can start writing your own. The mind is not a machine for finding truth. It is a machine for survival. It does not ask, what is right? It asks, what will keep me safe? Safe in my tribe, safe in my beliefs, safe from the discomfort of being wrong. That is why morality binds us, and that is why it blinds us. The mistake is believing that moral arguments are about logic, that debates are about facts, that if you just explain your position clearly enough, the other side will finally understand. They won't. Because the elephant moves first. Because morality is not about reason. It is about instinct, identity, and belonging. There is no escaping that. But there is understanding it. And when you understand it, everything changes. You stop wasting your time in unwinnable fights. You stop feeling shocked when people refuse to see what is right in front of them. You stop assuming that your moral instincts are reality itself. You start seeing the patterns, the structures, the forces that shape people's beliefs before they even realize it. That knowledge is dangerous. It makes you an outsider. It makes you aware of things most people would rather ignore. But it also gives you something rare. It gives you freedom. Freedom to step outside of your own mind. Freedom to see through the illusion of moral certainty. Freedom to think not for the tribe, not for the argument, but for yourself. Most people will never escape the moral matrix. But you can. The only question is whether you are willing to see the truth, or if you would rather stay where it's safe. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.